Propaganda doesn't just spread messages, it spreads obedience. From wartime posters to viral hashtags, it makes us think we're choosing, when really we're being guided. It isn't just history. It's happening all around us. Propaganda is deliberate, systematic communication designed to shape beliefs, emotions, and behavior. Not neutral information. Not honest debate. It's persuasion disguised as common sense. The power of propaganda is that it never calls itself propaganda. It feels like truth, like news, like what everyone already knows. This isn't new. In World War II, posters urged civilians to save fuel, ration food, and keep quiet. Loose lips sink ships. Bright colors, simple slogans, relentless repetition. At the same time, enemy broadcasts whispered messages of defeat into radios across Europe, making soldiers question if the fight was worth it. During the Cold War, both East and West poured money into broadcasting, pamphlets, and staged spectacles, each side insisting their system was freedom, their enemy was oppression. Today, the medium has changed, but the psychology hasn't. Memes, hashtags, deepfakes, and influencer campaigns push narratives faster and cheaper than any printing press ever could. The strategy is old. The platforms are new. Propaganda works because it exploits predictable biases in how our minds process information. Repetition, the illusory truth effect. The more we hear something, the truer it feels. A slogan repeated across posters, radio, and feeds begins to sound like fact. Familiarity itself becomes evidence. Authority cues. Messages wrapped in uniforms, podiums, official logos, or news anchors are treated as credible, even when the content is weak. Authority acts as a shortcut. If they look legitimate, we believe them. Groupthink and social proof. Propaganda doesn't just target individuals, it targets groups. Once enough people nod along, silence becomes dangerous. Nobody wants to be the lone dissenter, so doubts go unspoken. Social proof builds groupthink, where appearance of consensus replaces thought. Emotional salience. Facts alone rarely spread. Fear, outrage, pride. Emotions capture attention and lodge deeper in memory. Propaganda isn't neutral. It's designed to make us feel first and think later. Framing and anchoring. The first story sets the lens. Later information is judged not on its own, but by how well it fits the initial frame. A single vivid image, a soldier raising a flag, a protest turned violent, becomes the anchor. Every update afterward is filtered through that mental frame. Put these together and you have a system. Propaganda doesn't persuade once. It persuades over and over until the lie feels obvious and the truth feels irrelevant. And here's the twist. Propaganda doesn't just aim to convince you. It aims to convince everyone else so that you're carried along by the crowd. Consensus becomes the message. Belonging becomes the pressure. Have you ever noticed a time when an entire group shifted their opinion overnight? Share it below. You might be surprised how often it happens. Worldwide and at home, propaganda isn't just posters from history books. It's media headlines that all use the same language. It's corporations reframing failures as user error. It's politicians denying facts in plain sight and labeling dissenters as unpatriotic or even insane. The playbook scales up and down. The mechanics don't change. Defense begins with slowing the reaction. Because propaganda works by hijacking System 1, our fast emotional brain, we need to pull problems into System 2, our slower, deliberate reasoning. Diversify inputs. Don't live inside one feed. Cross-check across outlets with different biases. Propaganda thrives in echo chambers. Ask, who benefits? Behind every frame, someone gains. Ask who framed the message and why. Spot the emotional hook. If a headline makes you feel angry, afraid, or triumphant instantly, stop. That's the trigger. Pause before you react or share. Challenge groupthink. Silence fuels consensus. One voice asking, "Is that really true?" can puncture the illusion that everyone agrees. Apply the Raven framework. Every time you see a message dressed up as truth, test the source. Reputation. Are they known and trusted? Ability. Do they have access to the facts they claim? Vested interest. What do they gain if you believe this? Expertise. Do they actually understand the subject? Neutrality. Are they impartial or already on a side? If one leg is missing, the message loses balance. If several are missing, it's propaganda, not truth. Each defense works because it forces us out of automatic acceptance. Instead of being carried by repetition, authority, or emotion, we anchor ourselves in conscious reasoning. Propaganda doesn't just change minds. It shapes realities. It turns repetition into truth, authority into obedience, consensus into silence, and images into anchors. But when we see the mechanics, we blunt the effect. This was Deceive and Believe. If you want more dark psychology exposed, hit like, subscribe, and stay sharp, because manipulation never sleeps.